The words of
The words
power.
of power.
Yeah. So hello, Internet.
Power word live.
Hello, Internet, yes.
Thank you, Lisa,
Hello,
for attempting
indeed.
to get us back on track here.
I try
Yo,
something.
Internet, what up?
As we
Nani.
cobbly army
My
crawl
eye is gonna pop out my face,
It's gonna be so worth it.
towards
and then
something
I'm gonna make
resembling
you eat
role-playing.
it.
Some psychopath
Gosh, I know.
wrote a ton of notes in my book here. So
Can I do it? Oh, wait.
I don't know. You guys are like, you guys have a few nights before you have to meet with the prince or something.
Do we?
Oh, I do need you guys to catch me up because I believe I missed 2 sessions.
Oh yeah.
We're,
That's what
we're
happened.
Sally.
Lore keeper extraordinaire.
Oh no, I was gonna say they froze for a minute there.
1, 2.
I have.
Okay, wait.
I
Page
have
7.
some notes.
So the last time you played with us, we went under the ship to talk to the guy because of the ghost, and the ghost went away. And then afterwards, we went up, and Miss Allen ate a person. And then we all kind of went back to our respective havens. You and I got gifts from Brightcomb.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time was just us tying loose ends and going shopping and getting an invitation to see the prince. Frankie got to run amok by themselves.
Oh, yeah.
In the town.
Now, this is when I kind of fucked around, right?
Yeah, you went on the
Decided that
caper.
the game was a roguelite.
And then Abe had a really beautiful self-care day where he just hung around and smoked his pipe. And
Yeah, but then he got sad because Lydia gave him a letter.
yes.
Yeah. Because, as good nature as Abe is, this is vampire and existence is pain. So
Yeah, you gotta have those deep soulful cases. Why? Why is life like this?
right.
Why?
We looked into each other's eyes and had to track differently.
Yeah, they don't even meet because the eyes are not even
We're
like
both
they're all
Nosferatu. So
one's just like drooping, so it's not even looking in the right direction.
you have to work at the soulful gaze.
Falling down your
and
cheek.
You have to walk around a little bit.
That's hilarious. So, like, the last thing I have on my notes is that I got a note, or I found the poster about my lost. Wait, not my lost sister, but my uncle's sister. Is that what it was? No, somebody's sister.
Your family member.
I don't even remember my own family anymore. It's been too long.
It's your cousin and your
Some bitch I know.
I mean, it says cousin and uncle, but it doesn't make sense to me. Okay.
Amanda has an uncle cousin.
Yeah. Well, I thought your uncle was a dick, and
Yeah, my uncle is a dick.
was his
Terrence
daughter
Bradford
that
is an
had
asshole
disappeared.
looking for his sister.
So why does it say
Ermengarde.
cousin? I don't know why it's cousin. Did I just make that up?
Did you just make up the name Ermengarde?
No.
Ermengarde is a great name. I've played.
No, I know. I mean, I know it's a great name, and I know what it's from Hello Dolly, but I'm wondering if there's actually a character in this storyline named Ermengarde. Thank you. That's what I'm going for.
It's been that character's name, according to these notes, for
For a minute.
several months.
Okay.
It may have been Beauregard shortly, but it's Ermengarde now. And it's been Ermengarde for some time.
Nice.
Because I haven't modified the notes this many pages back. Jesus.
Yeah, I know, Tony. I feel you. I think that same asshole writes in my notes too.
Right?
We caught up yet?
I mean, it I guess
that was basically it. We went shopping.
It wasn't like a super eventful thing. It was just like, hey, we got a free day. What do we do?
Yeah.
Well, it was eventful, but it was everybody going on side quests.
Well, I mean, okay, fine. Depends on what you think is important. Of course, Hippo thinks that shopping is important, so never mind.
Oh.
And Miss Allen got a fancy new lace collar for her dress, so she could be fancy to meet the prince.
That's true.
And
priorities.
And Jean-Pierre and Patty are somewhere buying champagne in a fancy box.
Nice.
That was it was a pretty we just did something big, so let's take a breather episode. So now the prince.
Oh, I need to roll to see who I am. I'm pretty sure that was the end of that night.
Yeah, let me know who you are.
Okay, wait. I don't remember what 4 means anymore. Sad.
I need to go grab a pencil real quick. So.
Well, I can do that one because I was already that person.
I can tell you 2 is for 2.
Oh no, it's cocked. What does that mean?
You're no one. You're a blank slate.
Fuck. Oh, it doesn't mean I get to have a 5th personality?
No.
You just develop a new one?
Immediate no.
You haven't experienced that much of a trauma
You're just
yet.
the blank robots from Futurama.
You just wake up one morning and say, "Happy birthday," and then you're alive.
No, the last trauma you experienced was way too long ago for you to develop another. No.
Right. You just have to walk around all night all glassy-eyed and keep saying, "Please insert personality. Please insert personality."
It might be considered an improvement in some cases.
Who knows?
Why do I want to say
Although it's been a podcast for the last 10 minutes. God damn it. There we go. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
We've been over this. I need to write the checklist.
I have the checklist in the...
We need it.
Remind me to add you to the Google Doc.
Yeah, so I can print it.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the be like, check.
Oh, right. I'm Eliza. Sorry.
Eliza.
Eliza. All right, cool. All right.
You just need to... Tony, you just need to add...
See, look, it's the one
remind Lisa... Or sorry, you need to add... remind Jess that she's on the checklist to the checklist.
Yes. That's
recursive checklist.
How this works, honestly.
That again. There. All right. Cool.
Yeah, Lisa, you're right.
I stole it from somebody else, but I know it's true.
Ask my forefathers where onions is an extra I and G in it.
No, we're just recording.
Yeah.
Sorry, I usually upload straight to YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. So. You and me both, hon?
Functions today.
Oh, good. Okay, so, lose a blood point, gain willpower. That's what we do when we...
Wake up.
These poor boxes.
Yeah, that's how you know you've been playing a long time. Yeah, that's why you all have like 800 XP and are...
Yeah, I started
this
after a while.
Oh my god.
Why am I giving you any more
More
XP?
crossovers.
No, you know all our games are crossovers.
Yeah, but not during sessions.
Start throwing mummies at y'all. I tried to give you a dragon, but y'all made friends with it.
Duh.
Tony, you got to go the other route. Now that we have this much XP, you just got to start ramping it up until we all become like just actual gods.
Well, but the problem is I have something to spend mine on, but he won't let me spend it yet.
No, you haven't done the thing yet.
Well, that's because you need to make that choice. So
I have to meet the strumpet.
What?
I can't do anything until I meet the strumpet.
Oh, do you want to do that in the 2 nights?
Oh yeah, you have time.
Oh yeah, you
I
have
mean,
time.
I have to before they deport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can,
They're
go
only
ahead.
supposed to be there a couple of nights.
Go do it. Go do it. I will watch you roleplay meeting the strumpet.
Snoot.
That's right.
That's
Add
why
the
it's
third
2
U.
use 2 months.
2 use 2.
No, it's not 2 months. It's already like
Yeah.
3 use.
Add a third.
A third umlaut?
It's gotta
Third
sound like
you?
it's gotta sound like a boat
Yeah.
horn.
Does the umlaut have an umlaut now?
Salute.
Oh my gosh.
That's right.
Do you?
Yeah, that's what
I'm
we're-
no
we're
longer allowed to
doing
sing
now.
Happy Birthday normally. I have to sing it like a ex-Yakuza house husband.
Yes. The only
I haven't seen that yet,
way
so-
I will accept
But you
happy
also
birthday
have to
ham.
present her with the table and the sake.
Doing? I don't know.
Like,
Oh, is that the
He's-
look he gives?
Yeah.
he never looks you dead on. He always looks at you at the side of his head.
I can't remember. It was kind of the weird animation.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
I spelled it
I'm
correctly.
just waiting for you. I'm waiting for her to go
With
find
only
you.
2 U's.
Well, that was original how it was spelled. Oh
The
my
end
God.
game is just like a series of U's with umlauts that get progressively smaller, like you're going into
You
a
know,
tunnel.
if this was MATLAB, I would just write it as a summation. Okay, it's not.
That
Deal
works.
with it.
That works.
That's just how it's gonna be.
So, Mrs. Sterling,
Yes.
how do you reach out to make contact with the good Dr. Reiner Koshka
Of
or-
course,
and/or-
I sent him.
and/or his compatriot?
I can't address her forthright. I have to go through our medium.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna send Jean-Pierre with my card and my compliments that I would like to. Leo and Jane are doing something, and she's making really high pitched sounds.
Oh goodness. Why?
You're gonna have to
Oh,
edit that
wow.
out.
Oh.
I don't have a fan, so I'm just gonna.
Write down what time it is. Write down the timestamp.
I feel like
11
you know,
minutes.
11 minutes. Okay. 11 minutes.
Pokes her. She makes that's no better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't say that on the internet.
11-minute mark. It's fine.
Just not the parts that
Can't
that are
say that on
published.
the internet, but
Yeah,
It's-
Is that like supposed to be
Did you
you?
hear it?
it's fine.
Maybe.
I thought
Are
that
you
was
guys
Doge.
okay?
That was Doge.
Don't think about it too hard.
Anyway, so Pippa sends her regards via her card and tells Jean-Pierre that she would like to set up a meeting with him and she's got that name I can't pronounce.
Yeah, the shitty name I made up. Millefleur.
Yeah.
Millefleur.
Milfure.
I thought it was me blue.
Milfure.
Millefleur.
It's not mil. It's not.
Jean-Louis.
Whatever you say it.
No.
No.
This is
You
way
can
more
say it 'cause
entertaining.
Because I made that shit up. Like,
I'm just gonna watch you tread water right here.
tread water. Drown, rather. Yeah.
Slowly, just like slowly drown. My boat is sinking. I'm just watching.
And the whole time John's just like, yeah, how's it feel?
Right?
Oh right, you mean like when you were trying to say THs back in the day?
Back in the day,
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
hear me sliding D's all over the fucking place here.
Fucking TikTok is calling us out for being Californians now, so that's fun. You heard, yeah. Like, yes, I know I have an accent because I'm hella from California. So anyway,
Yeah, the last time I heard
You
someone
can tell
say
'cause I
hello
said
on the
hello.
stream, I was like, yeah, I know who you are.
Yep. Yes. Yes, Jaren.
So I
I was unaware that was a new type of pastry.
Yep.
No, but
Yeah,
I
it
thought it
is.
was actually like
No,
a
it's-
different name.
It's millefleur, but
Yes.
millefeuille is way more entertaining.
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
and it-
because that is a cake.
Because then she can have a
Yes.
burger named Baguette.
Oh no, it's got to be something more fancy than baguette.
Exactly.
Jared,
All right, sorry.
the accent-
Oh.
the accent
She's
is a
Mademoiselle
mystery
Croquembouche.
because Californians
Oh, yeah.
are self-centered and think very highly of themselves.
No.
Ah,
You're talking French aristocracy, millefleur tracks.
Millefleur.
Yeah, because it's light and delicate and flaky.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'll stop getting in your way there, Lisa.
That's fine. That bitch.
Oh yeah. Send out
That bitch with their ankle game.
Yeah.
Hey, now that you're standing, can you get me something?
Yes. Did you wait?
Maybe. I just want the books over there.
You get Jean-Pierre back pretty quickly with a reply letter.
No, they're not in the bag. They're right
that
there.
says, the doctor and Miss
Wait, is the
Louis
pink one there?
are available at your earliest convenience, whether that be this evening or tomorrow or the night after.
Double check with Everett.
Thank you.
Tonight should be fine. Having a day.
He's reclined in the general seating area with a glass of scotch and a book. And no, the ice has melted into the scotch already, but it's still there. You know, he likes just to have something in his hand, so to speak. And he's like, right, he's from Louisiana, right?
Yes.
Right. All right. Well, he's just gonna be Cajun, so deal with that. All right. He's like
Yeah, it was okay for like 3 years or however long.
You can use his fancy Kentucky accent. He might have changed it.
No, he's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right, Moshe. You go on down now. Oh,
Hello.
okay.
I'm just laughing at Lisa. Because she's so excited.
Yeah. That after, 3 years, I finally get the accent close. Yeah, all right. All it takes.
Approve.
My name is Raymond. You can call me Ray.
Ray?
To die. Don't let my sexual shadow man step on him.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Every character we love has to die. That's our curse.
No worries.
That's true. That's quite true. Wonderful. Us send Jean-Pierre back out with tonight would be lovely. Am I bringing them here? Am I meeting them there?
Hustle's back. Oh, do you wait or send Jean-Pierre right away?
I suppose I send him back right away.
Okay. So you sort of ask this of yourself while he's out. And he comes back with another reply that asks if you would if it would please you to have them visit you, or for you to visit them, or perhaps you could meet somewhere in the middle should you wish to take in the evening, that sort of thing. And should we expect Mr. Sterling and or any of your compatriots?
Why must they ask those doctors and their questions?
Actually, make me a willpower check.
There it is.
Damn it! So early. We'll spend the entire game frozen again. Ooh! What was my difficulty?
6.
2. I got a 10 and a 7.
You are delighted at this exchange of niceties.
Yes.
It's so incredibly civil.
I assume that the hotel has like a parlor for people to meet in such a manner.
Yes, there is like a side drawing room sort of thing, towards the back of the building on the first floor. Hey.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, we should be somewhere private. So maybe it would be. They're staying on the ship, aren't they?
You're not aware.
No, fuck, I'm not aware. Jean-Pierre, why did you deliver this message?
Love it.
Where are they?
Like they're staying at
You're welcome.
Darren, did you make that?
And I typed in cowboy vampire on Google and I was finding new pictures for
Yeah,
the
his
background.
picture's changed like 6 times now.
I just got back.
I'm trying to figure out exactly I need the right proportions so I can get it on screen.
they're staying with one Mr. Percival Gutierrez.
That's quite to mashup of 2 different names.
Do I know Percival?
Boomer Gutierrez.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh, Boomer. Okay.
Yeah, he's the individual who is actually the owner of the Daily Alta California.
Correct.
Is the newspaper.
Right.
Darling, you wouldn't mind if I invited them over, would you?
He's like, no, that sounds like a good old time down here.
Wait, is this Everett's accent?
Do you want me going down out to the balcony or should I hang out?
Is this Everett's accent that you're
It is
doing?
now.
Why are we doing
Because
this?
he's from Louisiana. And I told her the best she was going to get was Cajun, because otherwise it's going to drift to Kentucky.
But that's correct.
This is the man you fell in love with that swept you off your feet?
He's much more comfortable speaking French, which is not going to happen through me.
John?
But he should have a Cajun accent, which is how I've explained it the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just like he wasn't, just like he isn't actually a slave owner, even though that was sort of the pretense that there was a plantation for the first.
Tony's always trying to write his own headcanon for everything. You know it.
My husband's into property and not that type.
Yeah, he's into real estate.
Yes.
In the city of New Orleans, right?
Yes.
Right. He owns a few blocks off, like, Burgundy or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bourbon Street?
No, Burgundy is Burgundy. Which I don't know if it intersects bourbon or not. But, because I thought of Burgundy before I thought of Pontchartrain.
I appreciate that. Well, technically Everett's supposed to be Gambit. Everybody knows. Come now. So that was the whole point.
I forgot that, but she just mentioned it.
That's the first time I've ever actually said that one out loud, so it's not your fault, Tony.
So he has incredibly thick black sideburns.
Sure.
Because the hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful, Jean-Pierre. Run. I do apologize. You have to go back and forth so many times. Do run back to the good doctor and ask them if they would be so kind as to join us here in our apartments.
Like,
at their earliest convenience today.
Yeah, in French.
Yes.
Of course, miss. Absolutely.
Do you want me to put it into Google Translate so you can try to pronounce it?
Haha, you're funny. John's laughed at me enough this evening.
I think it would be hilarious.
Young. No, that's good. All right. Besides, Jean-Pierre actually is probably the same. Probably also has bad case. He probably also has a Louisiana.
No, he doesn't. He has my.
Probably some urchin that they found and was like, "Will do."
He was
Nothing's
pretty.
wrong with urchins. I'm an urchin.
You're not an urchin. You're a performer who ran away from the circus.
Yeah.
I know. I did the reverse circus.
Yeah.
A monkey.
It's like how I always laugh that your dad sold the farm because that means he basically resurrected.
You did a good job, Tony.
Oh, thank you. That's all.
Don't listen to the laugh.
No,
Google
no.
Translate fucked you on this one.
No. That's. It was a good game. It was a good campaign. I'm glad we shared this time together.
Literally, the entire game has just been leading up to this one joke.
Yep,
That's it. It's all been set up for a punchline. Congratulations.
Final boss.
Game is done.
A couple of your characters just died, But it wasn't a complete TPK, so there's good news there. And,
There's 4 Bs, that's fine.
Like you're your own party. So I'm real glad that Rabbit and Jaren are ready to run again. So
You're a monkey.
I said Va monkey, not Ya monkey.
I hear you.
Okay.
I'm ready
All right.
to do.
All right. I'm done.
Oh wait, no.
If anyone's the monkey, it's Jean-Pierre. Got the little.
Yeah. He goes and does the errands.
Any
All right.
has
Okay.
the
On a book.
shamble as well.
I would say, does
Kind
he
of
have a cup?
scampers.
I'll text it to you.
He does not have a hump. That's
A cup.
That was Bertram. Oh,
Cup.
a hop? Yes.
Cup?
Up.
A cup?
Because he's a monkey.
Yes.
He's a cup and the accordion.
No, he makes more than enough. You know, that's like it's like tipping. You're like, no.
You're right. You are correct. You are correct, though. Bertram had a hump. He kept it in a box next to his bed, but you know.
Right.
Carry
It's like a pillow.
under
like a body
one
pillow.
arm.
Literally a
Yeah.
body pillow.
Okay. Yep.
It's in a bag on his porch like a bowling ball.
And a
Oh,
moment's
God.
notice.
Okay, hang on a second. I just had one of those. Okay, so Zamisi in modern day, which they make those like body pillows that have like the anime characters on either side, right? Except for it's actually just a person, like they're just their actual skin, so the thing is living. So it's a living body pillow.
So
No.
cool.
Solid.
Okay.
I know. I'm sure
I can
revenants have
see.
been
I
pushed
can
into
imagine that
worse things.
happening. But it's
Yeah,
also
there we go. Fucking weeb Zamisi.
great.
That's a scary
it's
thought.
Samisi who knows how to manipulate a weeb's needs because they'll pay anything for that shit.
Okay, that's actually true.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be the weeb himself. He just has to know that weebs exist and that they have absorbent amount of money that they frivolously spend on the stupidest shit.
Oh
So-
no, that's why the Samisi has wealth 5 because fucking furries. All right, anyway. Almost got her.
You
The
almost
gangrel
got
probably have that much
almost
money
got
too.
Lisa.
No.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if not all of them like to be objectified that way, though.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, we're getting off the rails here. Lisa, go get your voice. Go get your explodey powers or whatever they're trying to
but I
do.
didn't know
Go
what it
meet
was.
Ursula.
I was just these things.
And buy Ariel's vocal cords.
Badly translated.
Gonna have a little shell necklace. It's gonna be great.
You gotta eat the shell.
So,
At least not a pine cone.
No, you have to put the pine cone somewhere else. It's very uncomfortable. Okay. What?
Tony,
I don't know why you're throwing things. All
I'm
right.
not.
All right.
It's supposed to go in your nostril. Shut up.
So after
It's gonna be a night.
I don't know what. So, after a few moments, Everett sort of looks over. He's like, "So there, yeah, I don't know. Should I get going, or should I hang out?"
Love it so much. It's stupid. No, you can stay here, darling. It's entirely fine.
Well, all right. Well, if it's any, it's awkward or I'm imposing it all. He has not moved. Like he has no intention of getting up at all. But
I do thank you for thinking
yeah,
of my
you know.
finer feelings.
absolutely, anything for you. Swirl. Like it would clink, but there's no ice anymore. Just
I would assume at some point they just start putting diamonds in his cup because at least they look like ice and they'll never.
nah.
Okay.
In your own home, why put on pants? It's so.
Because we're respectable individuals.
Well, yeah, I meant
Yes.
equivalent to 20th century.
Right.
So
You see Abe passing in the background in his long johns with a pipe.
With
just
one
waving.
button undone.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
yeah, and a little hand peeks out of the one button and waves. Goes back to him.
He's not a Simisi.
Right. Fred installed that for me.
Love the buttons.
It buttons itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Okay.
after a little while, Jean-Pierre returns and opens the door, and Everett laboriously sets down his glass, puts his... I believe that you're kind of sorry.
I am actually
Alright.
very sorry.
So, I believe that you're very sorry that your volume was up.
I am
Alright,
very sorry. My
so,
volume was up.
that's not what I want you to be sorry about. Okay. And he also meticulously places the little ribbon into the book, closes it, sets it down, right? Stands up, and Jean-Pierre introduces Doctor
Announces.
and Miss Jaronui. And she's actually wearing a bit more clothing than previously. It still looks like underwear, but at least it's respectable underwear.
Wow.
What? Because in this era, underwear was still a full. You're still covered neck to toes.
So
True stories.
I know, but like I was like, are her ankles showing?
No, but like there is a like strip of skin above the ankle, like at the bottom of the shin,
Okay.
which is still also horrendously scandalous.
She's not wearing stockings.
Right.
Oh no.
She's like got like only bloomers, and then like some high socks, something above the boot.
My goodness.
So it might actually look like the stockings have fallen down, which all sorts of implied. But yeah.
Okay. Pippa curtsies and welcomes them into her home, her and her husband's home. Please have a seat, make yourself comfortable. That sort of thing.
Yeah, Everett, is making himself furniture as best as able, nodding, nodding in turn and following along with the host, with his wife doing the hosting duties.
Should be.
Yeah, the doctor's like, thank you so much for inviting us. The Yerba Buena has been so inviting, and then Milflu sort of taps his shoulder and is like, San Francisco, and he's like, oh yes, of course, yes. And
The city. Sorry.
huh?
The city.
Yeah. Lay the
Yeah.
groundwork. And they're like, yes, so inviting. It's been wonderful, and we're so pleased to have some time with yourselves outside of the wheelings of the court. Lovely, pleasant. The doctor seems eager to start discussion about something, but is letting the pleasantries rattle around. Start with.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Pip is kind of like, I want to talk to you about what you're here to talk to me about. So,
Let's talk.
yeah.
Let's make it a thing.
Surprisingly, Minifleur is being incredibly gracious guest and complimenting the decor of the space, and being especially thankful for reaching out while they're here in town. So much so that, of course, you need to make a willpower roll.
Oh,
I see where this is
Because you
going.
hate her.
Yes.
Bitch. I didn't freeze up there, did I?
What?
She didn't see me freeze up before.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
This, as far as you know, this is not a premeditated attempt to mess with you.
Are we still at 6?
That sounds suspicious.
There's always a possibility.
That's highly
Yes,
suspect.
6.
Everything is suspect.
Yeah, 6.
That'll be a 1.
Yeah, you
I rolled
are,
a 7, a 9, and a 1.
Yeah, you are taken aback. Like, this is not the same sloot you encountered on the sloop. So,
On the sloop?
yeah, the sloot on the sloop.
What's a sloop?
They're eating zoop.
Oh, sloop.
Yeah.
Don't forget your cucumber.
Yeah.
The cucumber.
Thank you. I am the pickle. A sloop is a type of ship.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The Golden Fleece was not a sloop.
Typing it with
but,
you. So here we go.
but
We learned about sloops in 7C.
I do not play 7Z. I do not know.
okay, just go read those books with the pirate flags on them. There's all acquainted.
right. The title for this episode, as per Sally's note, is now Sloot on the Sloop.
Yes.
I definitely.
All I ever wanted. Totally not related. I tried watching 2 of those documentary series they put on Netflix, and they gave me a lot of feelings. But hit me up in the Discord later for discussions about that. So anyway, yeah. So you guys are like, no, yes, yes, no, yes, and at some point Everett recovered his drink, but you don't know when, and he is very much mental, and yeah.
I mean, he's dead, so he's pretty still.
Yeah, and in my personal headcanon, the voiceover for his thoughts are.
Terrible. That is terrible.
He's just sort of bemusedly watching the proceedings, but yeah, it's just the lights are on, but nobody's home. He's probably trying to remember if it's pronounced one way or another. Doesn't really matter. So you guys get down to business eventually because Dr. Stoshka is curious to know if you've had any experiences or revelations that might help his research as far as developing new skills or using your abilities in ways that you weren't expecting, that didn't seem to make sense, but only seemed to work because everyone sort of agreed that they could work.
No? Maybe? Pippa poisedly trying to think if that's a thing?
You have done quite a bit with your ability to see ghosts.
I was like, yeah, but that's not necessarily a vampire trait.
Well, like it's like being able to spread it to me by like creating a circle of healing or whatever. When you guys like, I couldn't see the ghost, but I was like, I could feel him, but that was only because you were able to transmit your powers to me a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Through aspects, I think.
So, sort of in that vein.
Yeah.
Stoshka starts asking you more probing questions and offering some like observatory statements to sort of draw out the information. And after a little bit, he's actually through your own information, there is sort of a decent hypothesis that develop these abilities just from needing to have them, and the people around you sort of adapted to this sort of a. He makes the case that because the people who didn't know you had no reason not to believe that you could do this, and the people who did know you needed you to believe it, everyone agreed subconsciously that this could happen.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't believe that I needed to see the departed brute.
Well, not needed, but you wanted the ability to, as did everyone else.
I suppose.
He actually makes a really compelling case.
Okay, sure, yeah. Oh.
You even get a nod or two from Everett, like, interesting. He's finally tuned back in for a minute or two. Although, if you wish to make a wits plus investigation or academics, difficulty 6.
2, 3, 4.
You're like, well, I don't know. I feel like this and that. And he's like, well, that's valid, but it can also be explained away by this and this. And you're like, okay, but what about this other thing? And he's like, well, this stems from your ability with this, and it sort of leads it back into this idea that there's a shared hallucination, and your own beliefs in these capabilities manifest them, and you find it pretty difficult to refute it.
That's very interesting when you put it like that.
He's like, which sort of brings us to like the body of my thesis, so to speak. And he mentions to Lefleur, who sort of preens, and she obviously thinks that he's just showing her off. Like, he's like, yes, I am the important part of this because I'm something that everyone wants to be around. She attempts to hide it, but it is blatant.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you yourself have vocal abilities that everyone agrees on. That doesn't need the shared belief, as does Milfleur. And he's like, Mike. So he actually opens a briefcase, and he pulls out 2 delicate tumblers and sets them down. And he's like, for example, the shattering of glass with the voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the 2 of you would likely have no issue with a standard wine glass or that sort of. These, and they're much more thick, resonant glasses. These would require a more superhuman effort. But Milfleur, if you'd please, and she gives a tone that is not necessarily pleasant, but definitely resonant.
Mm-hmm.
And plop, some of the glass shatters off, and he's like, it should have the same resonance if you wish to give it a try.
Okay. And she does, or do I have to roll, or?
Yeah, give me a. Give me a manipulation plus performance.
Ooh. Does singing count?
Yes.
Difficulty?
7.
2, 3, 4. A 5. It would have been 6, but I also had a 1.
So you find a note. It's a weird flat, as you're able to pick up which note she was on and sort of modulate from there, and you see the tumbler sort of shaking, but you're having difficulty cueing into it until you sort of just like force more.
I was gonna say, stop trying to make it sound pretty.
Yes. You basically just give up on musical quality and double down on the note itself, which then pops the glass. And he's like, there you go. A normal human would not do so. It would take a chorus of them, all perfectly in tune. Whereas the two of you, we all here believe that you possess these capabilities, which then empowers you to have them.
Excitedly looks at Everett.
Everett drops a, I never doubted that you were exceptional, darling. See, he drifted north again.
Okay.
I never doubted you were exceptional, mon cher.
See, it was the darling that does it. You need the right.
I want him to have a cane and a seersucker suit, and it is not who it is. Anyway. So yeah, Everett's here for the show.
Oh yeah. He always has been.
So the conversation goes on for a bit. Go ahead and make me another roll. Charisma plus empathy. Difficulty 6.
Does sweet talk count?
Yes.
Four.
So Stoshka sort of posits this theory that you could learn and possess some of the same capabilities as Millefleur through a simple tutelage of even this evening, as you've already expressed some of the same groundwork, and sort of continues to bring her into the conversation more and more, and despite your best efforts to see her as a means to an end, like she's a really good novel with a bunch of sex scenes in it that you have no interest in.
That's normal.
But about halfway through, you're kind of into them. You're like, they're written well, and some of the details are more graphic than I need, but it actually does track for the characters, And next thing you know, the two of you are having conversations about music theory and different techniques of breathing, which you both find amusing since you don't actually breathe, but in order to sing, you need to activate the blood. It's ridiculous. You look up and several hours have passed. Everett and Stoshka have actually moved to a love seat on the other side of the room and are both bemusedly commentating together when the two of you sort of look up from a particularly hearty chuckle and realize that the two of you have almost gotten knee to knee, face to face, chitter chatting. No.
Well, I feel at this point I should just call you sister.
And she says likewise. And she says, I understand that you and Mr. Sterling have a home in New Orleans.
Yes, indeed.
You hear a long suffering sigh from Everett, and she goes, well, should we find ourselves back there, I should hope that perhaps we can do this again. Or should you ever find yourself in Paris, please reach out to the Rose Garden there and inquire of me, as I would be delighted to continue this conversation.
Pippa takes Millefleur's hands and says, I would be absolutely delighted. It would be wonderful.
The hand clasp is well received. There's some excited shaking of the hands. As soon as there's any pressure let up, it's a little delighted clap, right? And so yes, through this conversation, you have now gained some insight into how to get yourself the first dot of whatever that discipline is.
Yes. How exciting.
Now spend all your XP and now you have 5 dots of it.
Well, he told me I could only have the first dot. Didn't you hear that? How he
I can
delicately slipped that in?
Now I can, it's like, oh, sweet. Now I've learned how to explode glass with my voice. Cool. Look over at one of your random dudes on the street.
The first point in this is just basically being able to throw my voice. So I'm standing in this corner, but you can hear me talking in that corner. Yeah.
But if you wish, you can add a second before next session, and then one more each session thereafter up to your max if you're really going to double down on it.
Okay.
But things will happen if so let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Game's over.
Yeah, nothing else happens. A giant cat attack. Oh no.
Oh, it's
Was it a
settling.
bobcat?
Oh, it's settling. It is settling.
Oh yeah.
Eyes.
Yep.
Such a loaf.
Cat loaf.
I'll go like this.
Screen in your lap.
Oh, okay.
Like your true cat dad. Oh my god.
I can't stop it.
No.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, I'm not the only one. Sorry.
So
Here, I can do this.
that done.
That done.
Yay.
That done.
Ah,
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
What happened?
I touched a shrimp.
Oh yeah, go wash your hands. I'm surprised she didn't move. Like, that's really... Are you okay? That's weird. Weird. Great. Cool. So, I'm guessing we want to move straight on to the night where you meet with the prince.
I believe so.
Okay. So for that...
All Russ does in the meantime, aside from maintaining his blood pool, is carves Frankie a horse in the meantime because he promised her one.
That's right.
I mean, I'm not sure Liza remembers that or anyone else, but
No, but eventually you'll get it.
When
You wake back up and be like, Bear Dad told me he was going to give me a horse.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to give you a horse.
All right. Huh? Oh yeah, because the other one's above it on the tree. So the night in question arrives. We've already done the admin to get you there that evening. A letter is slid under the door of each of your apartments that gives an address and some directions up an adjacent hill. And up that hill, there's a large estate.
Ooh-la.
There's gates which are open and
Is it just for us, or are we allowed to bring our...
I don't think it was specified.
Well, then Theo takes me there.
Mm-hmm.
And if he has to wait outside, he'll wait outside. But Theo comes.
Right?
I'm dressed very proper because Eliza time.
Right.
Yes.
There's someone who appears to be a landscaper at the gate, who sort of nods and gestures towards the house, the main building, as there appears to be a couple. At the main door to the house, as you guys get to the front steps, the double doors open, and there's another person who appears to be in sort of butler's attire, but modern. And there you see Suzanne, the Torador Primogen, who speaks proper French, and yeah, all right. And she greets you
We have
all
awkward
in,
dialects again.
greets you all in English or French.
You would say bonjour.
No.
Bonjour.
Apparently I can't. And so, buongiorno.
You're not Italian.
I speak the third best Italian.
Third best French. All right. And
He's counting himself below Bertram, by the way.
yeah. He says that he gestures towards a door across the entry hall, off to the left, that has glass on it that appears to go out to some garden.
So
Like-
lovely.
His Highness will receive you in the garden.
To everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. I bring.
And
Where is there a place? Guillermo?
Guillermo. Oh, right, yeah. The basement.
Yeah.
There's a closet. It's a walk-in closet. They all fit.
It's a coat closet where the humans stay.
Yeah.
There's a
No, they're
ghoul
not
check.
familiars, they're ghouls.
That's a cool check.
At the start of
So
this
you-
party.
Make sure you bring your ticket with
Right.
you.
Right.
Don't lose your ticket. You might walk home with a ghoul that's not your own.
Or,
So-
or
Ah.
any ghouls not claimed at the end of the night are then,
Just eating.
yeah, they
Food.
will be.
Yeah.
Right. You see randos walking around with your ghoul, and it's like, wait,
Hey, what?
Oh, it was mine. Suddenly look back at the one you have. Oh no!
Look, and you like pull down. You like see, it has my initials in it.
Right.
Russ is just like, this is why mine's a horse. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't have one. There ain't enough ghouls. There ain't enough ghouls for me.
Right.
Yeah, that's all you need is more characters. All right, so
We don't need like cascading parenting.
Oh God.
Lord.
So is Theo coming with me, or is he?
She
She
looks a
Getting
little
cold-checked.
unsure. Just for a brief moment. Well, actually, hold on.
Well, now you're Cajun.
What? Also part sim. All right.
I do love me some Boomhauer, like real bad, so not far off.
There's only the slightest twinge of crease at the edge of the lips, and she's like, "Just a moment," and she sort of scoots out towards the door, prone.
Hannah's eyebrow arches.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Tiny arches.
Just a little tip.
And a moment, barely a moment, barely long enough to glance at each other. She comes back and she's like, your attendants may wait in the parlor. Gestures off to the right. She says, Highness only wish to speak to yourself.
I look at.
He gives a brief nod. Did anyone else bring?
Yeah, did Fulma or the Sterling?
No,
bring
because
anyone?
we have each other.
Okay.
I would have only brought Jean-Pierre if I was coming without Everett.
Okay.
Sasha's also
There
led
needs to
into
be
the
an
parlor.
somebody has to be on your arm.
Oh, the horse.
He didn't even flinch. So
You have to hold the arm of, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You just
Yeah.
imagine, like.
Maybe he thinks I'm talking about Lisa's cat. Anyway,
Possibly.
On horsey move.
so you guys,
I was to
Big
say,
parlor.
Pippa would have left instructions for Jean-Pierre to find something that Patty could help him do. So she would be distracted while they were gone.
right?
Yeah.
It's like fairly high maintenance, isn't she?
You know, she didn't used to be, but until I took that long extended absence without her, and now it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
we gotta wean her back off again. That's okay. Pippa loves it. You kidding me?
No, of course she does.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I just look at him and I'm like, don't get into any trouble.
He's like, never miss out.
If he's pretty low maintenance, but oh, we're gonna.
You say this to Suzanne.
Yes.
Um,
You want me to say it in horrible French?
no.
Okay, because I can say it in horrible French. I speak terrible French.
Does Miss Allen say it in horrible French?
I could if you would like me to.
No, that's Miss Allen's choice.
Okay, no. Then she
She
says
would have said it in English.
She
Yeah,
would have
alright.
said it in English.
Make me a wits plus
Really?
wits plus subterfuge check.
Really? Why is it subterfuge?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm just asking that they take care of my ghoul.
All of you can feel free to make this check.
Like a rude.
What's subterfuge?
Difficulty 7.
Oh.
Wits plus subterfuge.
Can I use what is that thing called? Intuition.
Yes.
What was the other thing?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Jaren, bring it. Yeah, there you go. You had that disappearing.
All right. So 2s. Nothing. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
What is that?
Wait, what
Sally
was
and
the
John, are you guys
difficulty
rolling?
again? Yeah. But what's
Difficulty
the
7.
Oh, okay. 2, 3.
Babe's like, I don't give a shit.
Got 3.
I actually got 3.
Oh, well done. You give slightly more shit than me.
With the 3s,
Mm-hmm.
there's a hesitation from Suzanne.
Mm-hmm.
With the 4,
Mm-hmm.
she was not expecting to be hosting. But she has herself composed well enough.
Is she?
She's a pretty
No, she's my primogen.
I mean, but I was about to say, don't they have other ghouls about?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have to do it. Another ghoul can do it.
Yes. But you still asked her to supply your ghoul something. Which is a bit awkward, but like, you know, whatever. Maybe. Yeah. So 9
Sorry.
o'clock. So
It's meds o'clock, baby.
yeah.
I'll get him in a minute.
Um
I cock an eyebrow at her.
she leans over and
I mean, I didn't expect her to do it.
Sort
I'm
of.
just like,
sort of and sort of snaps Ezekiel, and the person at the door suddenly becomes an individual who's part of this conversation and says, "Yes, Madame Rochelle," and it's like, "Will you please see to it that
yeah,
this individual, do you supply Theo?"
I do.
And she sort of says, is taken well care of while they speak with you. And Ezekiel, who has a slight trace of an accent, but you're not sure, says, "Of course, Madame Michelle, absolutely," and closes the doors and says, "This way," and thank you, and
There you go.
picked up on it. The two of them head off into the Zan sort of expectantly is like,
I can follow her to the. Is she leading us to the
No,
door?
I don't
She's just gesturing.
she gestures towards the door and says, "He awaits you."
And just starts walking towards the garden.
When I pass Suzanne, I do a nice curtsy and then move on.
I would say, you know, being the two Toreadors, I'm sure we treat her with much reverence and sweetness because she's our primogen.
Yeah, absolutely. Eliza, you get a slight knee bow and head cock in return, as not quite a curtsy, but the suggestion of one that acknowledges your attempt at propriety. So good there.
Don't let you.
No. And then Sterling's, no problem. Yeah, you guys, you know, thank you, good evening, how are you? Lovely, thank you, yes, oh, but please. She is a little brusque in that Prince is
We
waiting
have
on you
something
guys.
to do, yeah.
But, you know, it's that, the social pressure of it excuses it quite efficiently. So as you head through the door, you notice that it doesn't fit the floor plan of the room you just exited, and you actually come out against a harsh wall that forces you further left into a large garden that is behind the left wing of the estate.
Oh, the Tremere, those tricksy bitches.
And, so, you know, I mean, it's not Euclidean, you know, and nor does it defy, you know, the laws of physics.
It's not an MC Escher?
No, but it does feel a little weird that it does feel a little weird that the house past that main entryway gets a little narrower to accommodate this this garden situation.
Interesting.
But either way, as you step out and make the left to move into the garden itself, all of you are struck with the view looks out onto the bay, and it's almost like there's no difference between the stars in the sky and the stars spread out before you, as the twinkling of campfires and torches and gaslight are the orange of them is the only differentiation, where the city itself from the stars bouncing off the water of the bay. It's quite majestic. The moon, being new, does not cast a glow over the hillside. And sort of at the precipice of this garden, of this ledge that looks off across the town, there you see who are pretty sure is Prince of San Francisco, Vannevar Thomas, and he's there with his hands clasped behind his back, surveying the site. Well,
Like in vampire lore.
I have a hunch that Lisa would suggest that sort of wait till you're dressed. Is the host who should welcome his guests, but also is in a higher social standing at his lead.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I believe that.
I think that someone might, but otherwise,
It would not be Hannah. Hannah will not do that.
yeah, and it wouldn't be Pippa either. So
Why is that?
So you
I'd
all
be
step
too
out,
mortified.
sort of taken by the sight. Reorient that. Oh right, you're here for business. And there's sort of that pregnant pause where he hasn't acknowledged you all yet, and there's sort of that annoying dead air that some people might find uncomfortable, and it is punctuated by a click of the door behind you being closed. The latch catching on the door. And if that click, see Vannevar's head slowly turn 180 degrees. No.
Damn it! 360
There it
shit.
is, right there.
No.
no,
And it levitates above his
His
body.
jaw hinges in 1,000 flies.
no, it's
per
just like
foot.
one
Okay,
long
well, now I
neck.
know what he is.
Snake neck.
Yep.
Turns out he was the Zamisi all along.
I know,
Oh
right?
shit!
The
Right.
Samizi was the Samizi inside of us all along. Oh no!
Oh god, I don't want it inside me. I don't know if I want that.
That
No,
was
the real
pleasure.
Zamisi was the friends you all met along the way.
That's
He's
right.
turned them all into a large writhing mass. It's awful.
Right. So now we all reveal our extra appendages.
Oh man.
The real treasure were the friends you were amalgamated with.
Right.
Yeah,
The real treasure.
The friends you were inside of, after all. Anyway,
Oh, no.
The real treasure were the friends you made along the way. Yourself.
There it is.
With
There it
spare
is.
body parts.
That's what it is.
thank you.
The real
Dr.
treasure is the
Frankenstein.
friends you
Okay,
made along the way.
so, we're not playing Prometheus.
Not yet.
We're making our way around the fucking IPs, so we'll see.
We still haven't even left Vampire
know.
yet. How long has it been?
So as the head turns, he sort of gives you a half profile and he says, "Thank you all for coming this evening. Please." And he sort of gestures towards the open space that sort of looks out on the city as it is at this time. You have all proven yourself valuable to us. With that, we would ask yet again for direct service. Of course, for recognition of those services. And he sort of looks around and sort of gets your measure and says, forgive me. And he looks over at you, Liza, and he says, to whom do we have the pleasure of speaking this evening?
Well, Eliza says very meekly with a small curtsy again. I am Eliza Walker.
He gives even less of a head cock than Suzanne did, but acknowledges it, and he says, Eliza, I hope you'll be able to communicate this evening's information to... And he sort of glances over at Russ and Abe. He says, siblings, could it be necessary?
Yeah.
Russ returns the ever so slight head nod.
Nice, yeah.
If I could blush, I would blush, but I can't. So
you get a reassuring nod from Abe as well, like we got this. We'll assist in relaying the information.
Kind of just like hang on to Abe's arm.
Sort of, there's another dead air moment. Seems to be there seems to be measured pauses, as if anyone wants to pipe up with something, there's an opportunity to, but
not at this moment.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. He sort of from the profile, you know, it becomes a 3/4 as you move up to the edge of the hill. It appears to be just there's some trees that line the edge of this two-walled garden, and the other sort of a semicircle that sort of goes off into a steep hill. And this little, it's a little lawn that goes off to where the hill just suddenly is like, no more grass. Right? But there's cute little bricks that have been placed there to sort of demarcate. You die here, so
gotcha.
Go San Francisco. And you see the hint of the edge of his fang as he smiles, sort of looks back out over this. From what I recall, you have experience with intricacies of a proper, and even out here at the edge of the world, it seems, are upon us once more. He turns back to regard you all and he says, it seems there is a faction who does not agree with our claim to the throne. And of course, they are subtle, so cannot be approached openly without reprisal from their respective are subtle. This is the game we play, whether we wish to or not. Which is why I will say again that any services to us will be rewarded. But with that, I must leave you to discuss things with my associate. point. Oh, he's playing with the cat. Okay. He walks over to another door that appears to go into the other wing. And he opens it and he's like, all yours. And you hear a, of course, Your Majesty. And out walks a country-ass bumpkin. Just straw hat, piece of hay, no shoes.
No shoes.
No bare fucking foot.
Hannah is aghast.
Yeah.
But
Pippa's face goes blank. Wiped.
Russ leans over and he's like, I didn't know we didn't have to wear shoes.
Hannah leans back and she's like, it's very dear. Very.
Well, can I take my shoes off?
That's absolutely what I imagined. It just pans to Ross and he's already unlacing his boots.
Like Eliza, meanwhile.
Just like mid lace up.
Is that okay?
Just a moment.
My goodness.
And like a fucking cartoon, slides his thumbs into the suspenders, slides them down a little, and he goes,
God.
y'all? Name's Jed White.
I'm sorry, what?
Serious?
Jedediah White.
Jedediah White.
Thank you.
So, I would like for Liza, Pip, and Hannah to make appearance plus etiquette rolls.
Okay. Huh.
Does high society count?
Nope.
Yes, Kindred.
Nope.
I have like 1 dot of etiquette. Just to be
Does
fun.
memorable face count? What's the difficulty?
6.
I have 1.
2, 3, 4, 5.
All right.
I feel just depressingly, what's the word I'm looking for? Not inept. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
Inadequate.
this is new territory. You don't know what to do when oil and water mix. This is bonkers.
It's popcorn
Yeah.
out.
I mean, these are clearly much more experienced ladies than I am.
Yeah. But yes, Pip and Hannah
Miss Ellen.
are unflapped. Just okay. Just you managed to keep Russ's shoes on. Tonight is a night of challenges.
Russ is very happy at this, and immediately once he sees him do the howdy, y'all, he walks over and he like offers up his hand and he's like, howdy, nice to meet you.
And much to your dismay, Pip, you hear next to you a how do as you see the hat get lifted and placed back on the head.
There's this so it's the first time you've ever seen it. There's this ever so slight furrow between Hannah's brows.
They're not
There's
rising
no
this
raised
time. They're coming
eyebrows.
together.
Yes, they've just actually come
Right.
forward, and there's this tiny
They've
little
come
furrow.
together in conference.
Yeah, they're
This is not
merging.
Yes.
Wait,
Wait,
so he
never
raised his hat instead of shaking my hand?
No. Everett also.
Yeah.
Oh, Everett, yeah.
With a more familiar greeting,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and Jed with the suspenders looks down at your hand. He goes, "No offense, partner, but handshaking can be deadly around these parts."
Fair enough. I apologize.
But
I
have
just,
an acquaintance.
I'm just happy to meet someone who finally talks right around here.
Same. Absolutely, especially as we about to be working together.
Hannah's mouth is just like the thinnest, straightest line right now.
Pip might as well be a China doll at this moment. She's fixed a look on her face of sereneness, and that's just it.
There's that thing of like the memes, like she's got the blank face on, and like right behind the mask that's strapped to her face, you can see her screaming and crying.
She's just a perfect little porcelain doll.
Pip,
I'm just confused. I'm a little scared.
yeah.
And I'm showing it all. It's all there.
Hannah looks over to him like, Mr. White,
Yeah.
I would love to.
He moves over to sort of respect the circle
Is the prince still
around you.
around?
No,
he
you
fuckered off.
hear a click.
He
as
fucked
that
off.
door,
Yeah, he fucked off.
Yeah. Closed behind Jed, and he sort of moves around Russ to sort of address the group of you. He sort of nods at Russ to let him know he's not brushing him off, that he's trying to communicate with everyone. Pip, you glance over at Everett, who has the distinct impression of someone who's ready to start haggling over something. Like he's too damn pleased with this turn of events.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Jaren.
Yep.
And
That's my husband.
so, I don't want to miss out on a memes. Gotta see the memes.
That's cool.
Sorry.
That's fine.
You were right.
It's okay. It just slows it down for you.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys. Sleep face. Yes. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Yes. All right. He sort of addresses the crew, and he sort of lowers his tone. He's like, well, before we get down to the business.
Does he say business?
Yes. It's. He says,
What is happening?
let's all get acquainted here. As I only know about you as a plurality and not individual.
It wash over you.
Russ is sitting here, and he's just like kind of eating up how much the city folk are so twisted by the country bumpkin.
I am in my Primogen's home
Princess home, as far as you know,
Prince?
like,
You're in the prince's house, yeah.
but you know, like I'm here with the prince and my Primogen and this situation.
Yeah.
This is not.
He says, well, y'all know what I go by now. Who might y'all be?
And Russ immediately pipes up because he this is now best boy. So I love the fact that it's just frozen on Lisa's face right there, because that's basically what I imagine Pippa
wow.
looks like right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, okay.
That was
You
so
froze with
perfect.
just like a
Yeah, you had the
The
perfect
fan?
like
it was perfect. It was
face
fantastic.
It was like,
Yeah.
gotcha.
But Russ immediately pipes up and he's like, nice to meet you. Lazarus McDaniel, but you can obviously call me Russ if you'd like. I am what these folks refer to as a gangrel, and I really enjoy bears.
I mean, I think even Eliza giggles a little at that one.
I can hear you again. Okay, there you go. So I thought you froze, and Tony was just sort of like, and you are?
Yeah.
That's right.
So then I was like, is everyone waiting for someone to start? Or is Tony actually frozen? And I was just commenting like, wow, you guys really look frozen. And I'm like, oh, it's me.
Right.
It's fine.
And end of episode freeze frame.
But yeah, you mentioned the bear part, and he's like, "Oh well, I do. Oh, all right." You know, he's like, "Russ, all right, good. No need for the formalities." And
Pippa's like, I object.
no,
Well, you're not going to
all formalities.
You won't risk like blanking out here, at least.
Yeah.
And Everett pipes in next. He's like, Mr. Everett Sterling. I don't know. Yeah, Mr. Everett Sterling. And the hat comes off fully. He's like, an absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance, Jed, and pops the hat back on. Like, may I introduce my lovely wife, Mrs. Philippa Sterling, and sort of presents you.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Pip does the most formal curtsy she can muster and says, "It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. White."
And he sort of goes, oh, well, hold on.
Oh.
Pip, do you even try, or is this pretty like, I have manners and I use them? Okay. And he goes, let me...
"You, sir, are not my husband, my father, or my brother. You are Mr. White."
He sort of goes...
She would never say that, but yes.
He sort of goes, all right then, Mrs. Sterling, Mr. Sterling, Mrs. Sterling, all right. And Everett goes, thank you. Everett's fine for me, though.
He's allowed.
Yeah, and Jed goes, all right. And
I'm going to allow this.
he's one all right short of a Wilson. Anyway. One all right short of a McConaughey. There we go. There we go. And,
just stop short.
yeah.
You mean like this?
And who does he go after next?
Oh, my face.
I think A. He sort of
I'm
glances
kind of
over.
just like, I'm waiting for him to do things first.
Yeah, no, you get the. I'm Abraham Murray. You can call me Abe. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Like, yeah, he expresses likewise, and he's like, those strong names. Y'all got some nice names. All right, good. Lazarus, Abraham,
And
it's
Abe
obviously
gestures towards Eliza as well, and just to nudge her into the introduction.
All right. And yeah, drops the curtsy again and just says, my name is Eliza. And then, shy.
Yeah, with unfortunately more manners than shown necessarily to the rest. He's like, "There's Liza, all right, very good."
We'll go through this a couple more times, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
You see sort of a light switch come on. He goes, "Oh, yeah, all right.
I'm just looking at the ground."
I'll meet the rest of them as they come through. All right." Now he's turning Cajun. I don't know, whatever.
It's catching.
Oh no, your husband buddy swap with that bumpkin.
Oh my
I
God.
knew it.
It's sort of a vowel.
Everett Sterling, you get back into your body right this moment.
You come back in your own
I will
body
not
this
have
one
this.
this second.
Mrs. Sterling can't stand how attractive she finds Jed's accent. If I could just not look at him, it would be fine.
Okay, hang on a second. I have a conundrum that's about to make Pip's head explode. If Jed were to say that being overly formal was very rude to him.
Oh God.
No.
Oh.
That's putting the portable hole into the haversack. It just
Yeah, right. It just rips everything apart, and
it makes
that's the actual cause of the apocalypse.
Yeah. years later, they're still investigating why the entirety of San Francisco got sucked into a black hole.
That's yeah, that's really what does it. Then his eyes drift over towards Mrs. Allen.
Mr. White. My name is. I am. True.
Goes, oh, pleasure, Miss Allen. Fancy time. We're about to get up to. So, His Highness did suggest that should ever go off without a hitch, that a couple of y'all might get spots as primogen well.
I don't actually know.
Like,
I mean, Hannah
I
would know
blinked
who's,
two times, slowly.
who's missing in the story. Okay, then that is very curious.
Wow.
Yeah, Pip is like,
There's
my primitive is present.
There's
Ooh, he cannot hide his shit-eating.
there's clearly a split in factions.
Yeah, he
happening.
tries like for a half a second, but the couple missing teeth around the fangs are just too clear.
Yes.
That's great.
Get that
That's
good
awesome.
uneven vampire bite.
He leans in a little more and he's like, well, that's if we not caught.
But we're not playing cards, right? We're going to murder people?
He giggles, and it's kind of a high-pitched.
Don't ever do that again.
And he like kneels down in front of Liza. He goes, "That's right, little miss."
Oh. So these people are the ones that are of this faction that the prince mentioned?
I'm sorry, I turned everyone down and then actually we're in character, so I didn't hear that. What was it?
Oh, I just said, so you mean we're going to kill the people that are of the faction that the prince is just talked about?
And he nods very solemnly. He's like, "That's right."
Like,
Stands up and makes no show to dust off the bit of earth that's on his trouser knee, and he's like, "Yes, Miss Allen."
I would like to inquire what your partake.
He goes, "Oh, of course. What's my stake? Yes, I'm getting paid quite handsomely, but the exact price is between me and the fancy gentleman who introduced me.
Fine.
A little bit of both, but beyond that, I'd rather not."
We are going to.
Yeah, he is turning Cajun. That's perfect.
Yeah. and he goes, "I can only assure that when I'm on a job with individuals, there's no conflict there. And thus far, not a thing. Of course, should any of you have any doubts about what I've intimated thus far, I think it would be wise to excuse yourself. However, Highness will be aware of who partook and who didn't, which I don't believe would be a bad thing, but I think we all know that it wouldn't be a good."
Agreed. Did you arrive today? Or
"Oh, no, I live out west. I live out east."
at least
Yeah.
you arrived?
You live in the ocean.
Right? You might as well. When did you arrive in town?
I'm one of them mud vampires.
He doesn't tell you he's actually just from Hokkaido. It's just he kept a weird version of that kind of country language or the country accent.
And he gasps and starts flopping on the ground.
And so he's like, "Well, I'm from out east. And he's like, I arrived recently. Part of my services, that's not an important bit of
Have a different prince.
You could put it that way, absolutely.
Let me, Jed, if you don't mind, you seem kind of like the direct sort of folk, like I tend to be. What the hell are we going to be doing? And why the hell are we going to be doing it?
He goes, well, the why is important. Because I'm getting, and y'all going to get some favors from the guy who runs things around. That sounds like that's pretty clear. The what? Well, as Missy here caught on, we're going to remove this. We're going to remove bad weeds that have been cropping up in this lovely city. How we go about that, I have some ideas that I would love to offer, but since we are working together, I find a collaborative process is the most effective.
Now that one, Pip can't let that one go. She's just.
Can I ask something else?
I have a pretty good grasp on many languages, and that's not one that doesn't pop up in any of them.
Dialect.
How do you know who we're supposed to remove?
He goes, well, that's part of the fun. That, do it correctly, we won't know after the battle. That provides deniability.
Does this have anything to do with placing more of those wretched things that will suck out my psychic power in terrible points around this city?
Bed's eyes go wide, and he's like, can you do that? Like, can you teach someone how to do that?
I will never do that again.
No, that's some of the fancy fellers compatriots had us do that a little while ago.
He's like, oh, well, that'd be handy, because no, not at all.
I almost got lost in the spirit world twice. I am never doing that again.
1.5.
But I'm very concerned now.
I was almost sucked into the shadow realm, madam. You will take your half time and put it in your hat.
I meant for me, Pip.
You were almost sent to the Shadow Realm.
I almost learned butt stuff. You can take that stuff.
Right?
And not
I was
from-
this close
You
to butt stuff.
didn't even have any consent for that butt stuff.
No.
You just heard about the butt stuff. I was this close to it. God damn it.
So yeah,
That's why 1.5 times, 2 times.
Jed rocks at these revelations being dished out. And he's like, and in the quiet of the sudden flurry and then calm, he's like, I don't suppose y'all know how to do any of that on command.
I do not.
Sorry, we heard something scream from outside.
But it sounds like we're just killing people indiscriminately because we won't know if it's them or not until it's done.
There's a little handshake to assure.
No, it feels like traps are going to be set.
Precisely, Mrs. Sterling. Absolutely. I have been given a time, place, individual will be met. I've been told there should be. If there are, you know, it will most likely be fools or servants.
That's not their fault at all.
He sort of rocks. He's like, Silent, I can understand that. But
Pippa makes a kind of Marge Simpson noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
very softly.
He's like, I can understand that, but my line of work, less. There's a fine line of where enough and line to believe perhaps beforehand.
Think.
Sort of meets your gaze
Does it
there. Are you
preserve the order?
measuring?
Then that's
I
what we'll
am.
do.
Intimidating?
I'm not intimidating. I'm measuring. I'm debating on how much more I want to push this.
Give me a wits subterfuge. Difficulty 6.
Six.
Your time as a educator and individual of someone who has charge of has given you keen insight. Someone is holding information. Like, he's not even being particularly sheepish about it. And yes, you feel that having this information might not help you. Doesn't mean you don't want to. So you're the fact that the pushed this go to captain role of this team kicks you a little further over to maybe not pushing.
This is all I'll say. And I just and I care.
I'm guessing you are trying to imply that for party to removals of what you meant?
The implication is that I would like to know more information by it, whether it helps or not, and if that information in directly regard to a venture, I want to.
You get like a squint in the eyes. He sort of glances at the rest of you, and leans back in from the room, like pretty confident they'll know. I see Ellis out there. Like,
Hail South.
Think when he's Everett's normal accent, maybe.
now you're not from Kentucky.
Yes.
You don't want all the power.
Yeah. Pretty sure you should.
Okay, just go with it.
Like, I can guarantee there won't be.
Satisfactory.
He sort of as an afterthought, he's like, Highness, family, I'm sure he would find other ways. Likely evidence for presence here. I'm only gesticulating.
Pippa does clear her voice, clear her throat for attention.
And it just is like,
God bless you.
Sorry. She's thrown back like she's hit with a buckshot. Anyway.
Right.
You so scared. You said
if it takes you a second, Everett drops out a thank you.
Yeah. Earlier you mentioned that one of the possible prizes.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a train
with
with the most epic fart.
constantly. And it's gotten worse since everything's opened back up. I really want to move.
No, it's fine because when it's cool enough, we keep everything closed, and when it's hot enough, we keep everything closed and turn on all these. Only when we have. Anyway.
Earlier you said a boon from this venture would be a gift of being a primogen.
He holds his
Am I
hands
to
up. Sorry?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now, what was that last bit you said?
I was going to say, am I to assume that there's something amiss with our leaders?
So yeah, he holds up his hands. He's like, says, that was just intimated from what Prince discussed with me. I would never, like, I can't guarantee one way or the other of who might these be. If you wish to ask His Highness for more details, I cannot stop you, but I would not recommend it.
What you're saying is that we got foxes in the hen house, and we need to get rid of them. Then, right?
He actually turns and sort of way more serious than he's been this entire day. So he's like more of a pecking party, but gotta be there.
Well, I can tell you that if the health of the entire coop is what's required, is what we're trying to take care of here, then we need to handle whatever the problem is right early, and with utmost haste, as some others would say. So I'm on board as long as we ain't doing nothing too untowards to anyone who doesn't deserve it.
Liza's pretty much 100%. It's like 2 dads approved. I mean,
well,
like
I don't know.
200%.
I'm waiting to see what Abe says, because Abe's a loyal soldier, and this is not loyal soldier stuff, even if it is the prince ordering it.
Well, Eliza actually kind of asked him already.
Well, it's the funny thing is that this is vampire warfare. If the prince ordered that some of us must die for the continued sanctity of this court, then this is the kind of work I was brought in to do.
So you share that, or is it sort of everyone would sort of have this?
No, Abe would venture that pretty openly.
Yeah, Eliza already like whispered at him, but is this okay? And he said yes, more or less. So Eliza's just like, oh, well, dads approve. I approve. Okay, fine.
I would say, weirdly, Abe's input makes Pippa go, all right, I suppose.
Sort of nods at the slow, tepid acceptance of the premise. Right, all right. And says, "It is a youngin. We can can rest here and chat some more if you wish. Or we can find other places in the future. Supposedly, the time and place 5 days. Night after next.
Well, I'm listening. Like to what I do.
True.
Well, yeah. If we have 5 days to plan a thing, a trap for some politically powerful vampires, then we need to have a good plan. I don't know if he already has a plan, but
yeah, he sort of offers up. He's like, I have some ideas, as I had not yet met the team. Of course, any modifications thereof are welcome. There's bad ideas, but not many. And he also he also offers. Drops a kind of off-color, an off-color euphemism for all plans fall apart when you engage the enemy. I can't come up with something adequately.
Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah, I can't think of anything adequately rustic for him, but that's something to that effect. So that's why he's keep it simple. I can only keep so much locked up here.
Pippa looks to Everett with the, well, we all stay in the hotel. It's just one more person to bring in for meetings. Should we offer?
Everett's like, well, of course, if we're going to be working together. And Jed sort of gives a, I don't think, I mean, I can show up at the hotel or any have. I won't be official capacity, nor would I be.
Oh, well.
I guess
really what I was implying.
I guess what my question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I guess what all our question is do we just need to show up at the time and place, or do you have something for us to do in the meantime?
So to that, he says, if we like, I can give you a time and a place, show up, and then we go from there. I'd like to do a little more planning. No, nothing you need particularly other than bring yourselves. The idea is to leave this and go about our separate ways. Discussion further of actual execution, pardon the expression, he says, we can go over some of the finer details and see if you like something else.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, if you don't want to talk about that here, then that's fine, but we should meet up and talk about that, yes.
He sort of looks around, he's like, this is kind of absolute. That's it. So far as I know.
Well,
but if you want to
then
go somewhere else for this, you can do that.
I mean, Russ is just kind of like, I told you I'm more of a direct folk. Do you have an idea of what who we're trying to deal with, of what we all are, we're all different, we all have our own little special tricks and things that we can do. I would like to know what we're gonna have to get ourselves into, who we're gonna have to face down, if that's what it comes to. You know, do I need to bring a pile full of sticks? Do I need to, you know? And he's like rifling through everything that his pa told him about, like vampires and stuff that never really worked on him. He was like, dude, any of these folk never really liked garlic or mirrors or none of that stuff.
He starts nodding. He's like,
That's rude. Abe is right there.
right.
Oh, you know what I mean. He's so pretty that he breaks the mirrors.
Thank you for the thought.
He claps Abe on the back.
Sort of nods. And he's like, I can tell, but I have been told. Definitely, and as specific and easy as all that. However, individuals in question, I have been led to bit on the older side, so I have some usual custom to some of my own help mitigate that after the contact.
It ain't none of them damn finger wagglers, right?
Like, I honestly don't know. I don't know why I'm hoping that whatever we encounter at the time of start, we can fumble through enough to start controlling the battlefield. Not to strum my own banjo, but I can usually up again. A couple other of our kind. So having the numbers, if there are two of them plus friends, I think we can make it a second or two. Started.
Yeah, Russ seems fine with that. He just wants he's like, none of this. If we're going to be direct about it, we need to talk about it, and none of this couched mystery stuff, because we all have an idea of what we're going to do now. So,
All right, is okay? Bloodbath.
Sort of like snuggles in more to the group, and he's like, since we got our hand in the hidey hole now, current idea was for us to assemblage at watering hole down by the docks. From that watering hole, I hear there's a trap door and some of their good stock. There, funnel that wait uphill a little bit to the location around 1-8. Apparently, the other end of this that hopefully detectable from the other. So in this other chamber, bin, clean house. Done. Use ourselves through that point to make our way in. Simple, clean, much frill. Doesn't get.
But where does it open up to? Should we not look at that location first?
Like, this opens up. Hacienda sort of points down into somewhere on another hit quite as high. honestly, if you go traipse around now, I wouldn't recommend it, as you might. I was a little loath to back, but there you go.
But we do have Mr. McDaniels, who is able to search things in a different form, as it were.
Yes, but as you might assume from myself, that one of your talents clearly well known.
So they might be able to see us even if we're hiding. And
I have to be fair on that. I have met one or two of y'all that can still see what I am, even when I do look like something else. And matter of fact, I'm pretty sure both you and both of you two, and he points at Mrs. Sterling and Ms. Allen, can in fact do that thing.
He also
that
winks
is
at you,
true.
Russ. He also winks at you, Russ, and says, "And you like bears."
Well, okay, that is fair. My forms do my alternate egos do seem to be rather particular amongst folk similar ilk to myself around here. I haven't met anybody else that can turn into a bear or a raven or a squirrel.
You see him lick his lips at the mention of squirrel and get a far off look for just a moment, and then come back, and he's like, "Yeah, that'd be handy."
Just because Pip's Pip, she's gonna use her aspects real quick just to read some colors off this guy.
If there's a hint that some of these folks are older folks, then we should expect that a lot of our trickery will be seen through, and whatever we do when that trapdoor opens, we just need to hit hard and fast.
That's true.
Well, thankfully, hitting hard is one of the things I'm actually kind of good at.
Well, that's why we got you on here.
There's enthusiastic head nodding as he appraisal. Crew is uniquely well composed. Variety of tasks.
Not that I don't. I'm sure you all know this. It just needs to be voiced. I knew what I was stepping into when I became this, and I knew that this was going to be some of the kind of jobs I would have to do. But I'm just going to put out there that once we do this, when we enter that room, some of the faces we see on the other side might not be faces you want to see and open fire on. So I would just advise to be prepared for that.
Call it. Jed sort of gets a little more solemn, and he goes, "All made friends, huh?"
A few.
I'm not sure if I have.
Help with that a little bit. Plan to take out the lights. Kind of help. If you don't want to do, let me know.
Do you happen to know why, in fact, what the particulars as to why these folks need to be rooted out? Are they just political? Are they what do they call them? Political
Descendants.
point? Yeah, descendants. Thank you.
Descendants.
Or are they?
You've
Because
disappointed
they're not,
me.
they ain't them what they call them Sabbat, right? Because we put up them things that root all them out. So these are other faction. They're same faction. I don't know how it spreads out. I'm not really well versed in all
The
this.
anarchists within our mists.
Anyone who cares, I'm get into the auras here real quick.
Okay.
Anyone who cares, make me a wits plus subterfuge. 7.
Can I use intuition?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 1 for Pip.
What was the difficulty again?
7.
7.
Why do I always miss this?
That's all right. It's one of the things I really like about Scion is that the difficulty is always the same.
All right.
Yeah.
Ones. Now then, Pip.
Got 5.
Okay. 5.
Mhm.
All right.
Liza.
So
I actually have really high wits.
roll me a appearance plus subterfuge. Difficult.
Okay.
Wait, who did I just say?
Isn't that for
Wait, is that for me?
No.
for Liza?
Pip.
Oh, Pip. Appearance
Oh.
plus subterfuge.
Sorry.
Wow.
Does memorable face count?
No.
Okay.
So, Abe, with your 3, you see gears turning as Russ sort of starts questioning. And Liza, you suddenly have a flash on. When someone is trying to figure out trick at the carnival, and then suddenly realizes what the carnies get. Something Russ said didn't have bow on, and made that connection, covered it.
Did I know which point that occurred?
Yeah, something about that line of, okay, well, if there's Sabbat, they can't city because,
Right.
so this some other X factor that Prince doesn't want them in his city.
Right. Well,
Kind of princess.
Yeah, because if there's Sabbat, then like we don't give a shit. Even if they are our friends, if they're Sabbat, that means they've been lying to us the whole time.
well,
If-
robots, turncoats, it's like I said, I knew what business I was getting to when I was, for lack of a better term, recruited. So I'm just going to put this out there. You do with it as you will. If you need me to shoot an extra bullet in your stead, I'll do it. To do you a kindness. Eternity's a long time to live with guilt.
Pip has had a problem with this whole Sabbat thing from the beginning because of Frederick. And she's like, he's not a bad person. He just happens to be a Samisi. So she's been like, how do you tell the difference between the good ones and the bad ones from the very beginning? So this is
Right.
pinging
Well,
all of Pip's problems.
Sure.
So
You should talk about that with Abe.
And Russ is really speaking about this kind of half cocked because he doesn't really get the whole Sabbat Camarilla thing anyways, because he's still a newbie to all this. He's just like, well, I know what they tell me. I know that Abe says Sabbat are bad, and so
But Abe's view, and I mean, you can always chat that with him. Frederick was not Sabbat. Frederick was Tunisi, but not
and Fred
Sabbat.
very specifically said that he always said too, fuck the Sabbat. Those guys are like weird nouveau riche. Basically, he hated them. He likes old money.
yeah, and so that's been Pip's problem this entire time since they were asked to set up the wards. So I had a 4 for my charisma.
Right. So that gives me information.
Okay.
Or rather, to what's going on. So go ahead and make the perception plus empathy.
I mean, seriously, I don't know how to process what I
Is that
just.
required?
There's something to do with the words, is my guess. I don't know that Eliza would make that connection outside of like, oh, he knows more about this specifically.
Difficulty 7?
Here's
Five.
here's my feeling about it.
No, he said like what? he didn't know something that Russ was saying. I thought that's what it was.
I don't know that we fully know how those wards are supposed to work.
Said 5 successes.
There may be other factors at play here.
That's OP. Actually, have
Let me open my eyes. Just focusing.
All right. So, first things first. First off, get the sense that scene guided mirror. Like catch just a little side eye from him. That sort of the same way one sort of glances furtively at someone, staring at someone from the bar. Of course, the cast has obviously
Yes.
black vein through entire aura.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Which are pretty stark because is a light blue.
Mm-hmm.
Does Pip make a face, or does she just like do something when you're doing this?
I mean, everyone's looking at him.
There is everyone looking at him, but
I'm pretty sure
I'm
Pip was
in
good
general,
at hiding it.
Make a face. Or
Pip
does she
is
just go
perfect. No, Pip is the perfect doll. She's moving. She's keeping an eye on him and kind of moving her head toward everyone who's talking.
Huh?
She knows how to look at someone without being looked at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Curious.
He also, I was going to say,
He's
he
English.
also casually bringing up vampire murder here. I'm pretty sure it's not exactly surprising to see black streaks in his aura. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
sorry.
yeah, it's that.
I mean, there's a reason the prince brought this guy on over.
Mm-hmm. I don't trust that blue at all. But
So you don't trust that blue?
mm-mm.
You know, with the 5 successes, I would even say that definitely felt like that was sudden,
Mm-hmm.
like a bleak edge that something else there a moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm aware.
Huh.
Because he noticed me noticing. And then just
Yeah.
he pulled a me.
He might as well have winked. So
Yeah.
Oh my god, like an Auspex wink. That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, not awesome because it was against
Yeah.
us, but
That's
So
all right.
So he's sort of nodding in tune with this course of conversation, and that's the time and the place. Thoughts, or y'all gonna meet there at the pub?
Should I need to?
Excellent question. Actually, no, he doesn't look. He does. No, yeah, he casts about for a second. Says, y'all just want to have a little chit chat at our convenience. The letter. Yep, you also pick up. Pick up on some violet skitters as he starts looking around.
Mm-hmm. Ah, the gods.
He said, the letter, and a little flash. Ooh, yeah. There underneath violet. There are black, like a cone that sort of creates a violet. Send a letter to Cephas.
That, what?
Gosh,
How do we even spell this?
It's a hell of a name.
Says, put any old address. OS FU
Most of us.
Both of us.
CRONE.
To any address in the city. Or any address any.
Address in. Bossy. Fly back with hours. The blue reasserts itself.
Mm-hmm.
Blue. Like, would you need to talk to me bigger than that? Or he sort of casts about and he's Elysium. Down to the Elysium and
Ask for
cocks his head back and forth. Says, this one's a free. You can ask old Gunna.
Does old McDonough have a farm?
No, he has an
Oh,
Elysium
make
that the sign keeps getting
Okay.
fucked up on.
All right, fair enough.
He was
I
not there
think
for that.
Pippa actually has to like stifle a frown. Like,
But I recommend dire of need.
Russ kind of slaps his hands on his knees and is like, "Well, all right then. If that's the case, I do have to do a little preparing. I need to go hunting. So,
Do we need to prepare something?
Always.
No.
But I don't know what preparations I'm making.
Stick by me.
I have some things to drink.
yeah, basically, I have 24 out of 40 blood points. I need to fill that up.
Dip has a special.
Mm-hmm.
Jed has now started testing stretchiness of the suspenders, and he's like, "Oh damn! All right, y'all want me to ask the big man if he wants?"
If he wishes to speak to us, I believe we're supposed to stay. So.
Oh, I think if anyone asks, thanked you for the thing that you did personally. I can.
No,
Russ
he
is
did thank us for our services earlier.
yeah. No, Russ is
If he had something to say, he would come out on his own.
The thumbs come out, and you see a little satisfied grasp. He's like, love it when it's all the truth.
I'll be honest. Standing around in places like this where it's all high and mighty and hoity-toity and prim and proper and stuff like that, kind of makes my skin itch. So if you don't mind, I'd like to head out.
Hannah walks up to him.
Partners?
The clasps come out, and he's all like,
Still not shaking hands.
Can I turn on Austin? I didn't turn them on. Or can I get a reading off?
He's not going to shake your hand. He wouldn't.
Yeah, I tried to shake his hand at first, and he's like, "Nah, man, shaking hands is a."
Yeah.
That's why she said now that we're partners. That's why she's extending his hand. Or extending her hand.
Because you're also gonna try and.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Is he gonna take my hand? Because Hannah will be.
He makes
The
noise.
trap has been laid.
He makes the
I'm not
noise,
sure he cares.
and
Yeah.
see right fang, and then after it is
Mm-hmm.
puts an arm behind his back. Down. Quiet. And so.
And as she shakes,
You get another. Ooh, Hannah. Lovely name.
and
All right. Give me perception plus empathy.
Yes. I am still
it
Mrs.
doesn't matter
Sturt.
how many dots I have, right?
Mrs. Sterling is actually her shortened down name. Her actual formal title is. I don't know. I didn't have a continuation of that one, but.
Mrs.
8 gave it. I gave.
Oh,
That's okay.
Are you trying to be subtle about this, or are you like staring for the camera?
I'm trying to mask it under the guise of a handshake. So there is a bit of
make this roll and we'll
do I get any pluses for this? I mean, I am.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, this is the one uber botch of the evening. I only got one success.
so sorry.
Like, I've
Willpower
got
it.
so many good rolls
Womp
this evening.
womp.
You can
Willpower
spend
it.
I will spend willpower for 2 successes. I get 1 auto, 1 attentive. Okay.
Womp womp.
Two successes.
Yes.
Yeah, you see Alid cast. Obviously, member of the Kindred. Talks. Black. Veins. And mostly you see light blue.
Ooh. Is everything okay?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
I just dropped something off my desk.
Okay.
Sorry, black veins with light blue.
Sorry, not light blue. You're getting vermilion.
Okay.
No.
Like clouded around the edges.
Vermilion throughout. Violet.
Okay.
These violet stripes have violet ends.
Violet tendencies.
Appearance plus
Violet
subterfuge.
tendencies.
What?
One.
As you're making that handshake, as you're making that handshake, bring him a once over.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly get this repulsive punch, the same sort of feeling you get when point something out that contradicts you. Absolutely. sort of that. No.
Bitch.
Yeah. You're pretty sure that your hand read a month.
Mm-hmm.
But even worse, he's doing.
Okay.
Once you have one or two good. Or how does Hannah shake hands?
Kind of like a lady. She puts her hand out like this. Like a shake. Proper shake. She's still a lady. She's just a governess.
He gives a nod and resists the urge to turn it. Right? And with that, after that second so he goes. He puts the hand. He's like, Russ, come on over.
Oh, and yeah, Russ, knowing that he's kind of about to head out, he's like, he finally is like, oh yeah, and he gives a nice hearty handshake, and so it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good working with you, even if we're, well, doing things that are maybe a little unseemly.
Russ, solid handshake.
All right, even like looking like he's in the same level of strength as I am.
Now everybody's trying to get something out of the handshake.
You're not sure. You're not sure if he's squeezer, or if that's just where he's at rest. So no.
Russ tests him a little bit on that one. He gives him a little bit kind of a hearty squeeze. Once he realizes he can, he's like, and he gives him a nice hearty squeeze.
All right, give me a straight, or actually give me a strength plus athletics.
Okay, and then add potence onto that.
Why is this handshake so long?
Potence would give you auto successes for this.
Sometimes that's how you get a good read.
So that's there's a lot of dice. 1, 2, 3. So that's 8, 9. All right, give me a second.
Wait, you're gonna crush his hand now? Well, he used to have a hand. It's not there anymore.
What's the difficulty? Four. So that's 6 dice. 5 successes. 6 successes.
You lean into it. You're like, oh, the second and third pump of the shake. You give that little assurance, and it doesn't crumble. If anything, you're met straight across. Feel like you wouldn't want to arm wrestle him. Not necessarily because he might be stronger, but because he's definitely adept.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Russ is actually mildly pleased at this, and it's like, and then he lets go. Once he's done testing him about it, he's like, he lets go. He's like, solid. I'll see you in a couple of days.
Evening.
And Russ tips his hat, and he goes ahead and walks out.
Everett. This is Sterling. Everett. sort of says, "Guess we'll be on our way as well."
Yes, I think that would be lovely. It's been a long evening tonight. Mr. White, it has been a pleasure to make your acquaintance again. And she curtsies in her most formal manner.
It appears that his suspenders are his mark of formality. Gives a awkward bow leg sort of bow. And says, Mrs. Everett comes by next. He's like, he says, here's to a lucrative partnership. Shakes with, and agrees heartily as Everett gives you his arm once you guys move. Sounds like Hannah's out as well. Gabe, Liza?
Yeah, we'll be heading on out as well.
Heading on out.
His posture is open to a shake if you're so inclined, but if not, there's no...
No, absolutely. Abe will go and give him a shake.
I don't shake his hand. I just like look down on the floor and like, you know, nod a bit.
And then, yeah, we'll turn and head on out.
Yeah. Good evening, Ms. Eliza. Hopefully I see you
Good
again,
evening.
or your friends. Guys, walk out the door came in, and room's empty. As you all sort of file into it, and then you hear a little bit of a shuffle out of the side room. Close up by the... Mazel. As you sort of like say that perfect servant, apparently, as you connect, the door clicks open. Through. Sort of along with Russ, who's behind, and just as you're about to make the doors off to the right, you hear bye. Appears to be moving in from another. Apparently, no one was ready.
Oh, okay.
Trying to be them.
And it's like, add you,
Yeah.
Suzanne.
Yeah. You get the.
No. She says it in terrible French.
Well, no. Well, she says it in really good French, which
Yeah.
is where you catch.
Yeah. But she's like, add you.
She thanks you for coming. Audience doesn't. If anyone cares, you make another Wits Plus subterfuge or etiquette.
I mean, I always kind of care.
If I use society.
Does high society count?
Yes.
Okay.
Russ botched, so he doesn't know anything.
I'm guessing this is not an intuition thing.
What was the difficulty?
7.
4.
All right.
Well, sorry, 5, because high society counts.
All right. So for the 2s. Yeah, sure. Pleasantry. All right. Yeah. For the 3, she doesn't know what was discussed. I saw a 4 and a 5.
Just a 5, I think.
It was a 4, but I remembered I had my extra from High Society, so it's a 5.
Did Abe have
I thought Abe had 4.
Abe
No, I
had
have
a 2.
two.
I have to.
Oh, yeah, 2.
All right. With the 5, Pip, he's jealous. Wants to know what y'all were chatting about, and doesn't know, and that is easy.
I like Suzanne. But I can't tell her.
Oh.
Pip takes both of her hands and presses them and tells her what an absolute delight her home is, and thank you for having them, and I do wish to see you on more social occasions. En français.
Go ahead and one more roll. 5.
Three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. 6 if you count High Society.
She thanks you for the compliment as you guys make your way out, and she sincerely agrees that meeting again, social situations to her liking. That's she enjoys. She's one of you. Is the social, or she's your primogen.
Yeah.
She enjoys the social maneuverings, even if it's just being catty around each other or caring about whatever. And very much picked up that the thank you at the of her home. This isn't her home. This is someone else's space. Barely pick up on the which of the eyelid sort of thing that there's something else there. You go off, and I think that where we'll call it for this evening, as that's quite a bit to chew on.
Yes, it is.
So,
I'm not sure I understand.
Pippa has so much shit to say to Everett and Abe.
so we will have our own war councils next session.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, hopefully. Wait. Oh no.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
Eliza's gonna have to write this in her journal because there's no other way.
That's right.
So, say goodnight, Internet.
Good night,
Internet.